Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we are going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Miguel rejoined Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 4 would still happen. The season would still end the same way. Cobra Kai would still win the All Valley tournament. Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do would still be forced to shut down. Robbie would still go to Johnny in this timeline, and Miguel would still run away. Terry Silver would still betray Kreese, and Daniel would still get chosen. The events of Season 5 would carry on. Johnny and Robbie would still go to Mexico to get Miguel. In Mexico, Miguel would still try to look for his father. Miguel would still meet Hector, and they would still start to bond. Hector would still find out that Miguel was an All Valley champion, and this would remind Miguel of what he gave up in the All Valley, a chance to defend his title. Eventually Miguel would find out the truth about Hector, so Miguel would still decide to leave. This is when Johnny would find Miguel, and at first, Miguel would be happy to see Johnny, so Johnny and Miguel would still hug, but this is when Robbie would come out of the van, and Miguel would see Robbie. Miguel would be heartbroken seeing Robbie, and he would be angry, so Johnny, Miguel, and Robbie would still go back to the US, and the events of Season 5 would carry on. Carmen would be happy that Miguel was back. Johnny would also be happy that Miguel was back, but Miguel would be ignoring Johnny in this timeline. He would still feel betrayed that Johnny chose Robbie over him. Miguel would even keep his distance from his friends. Johnny would still try to reconnect with Miguel, but Miguel would keep ignoring Johnny. The only person Miguel would want to see was Sam, but much like in the original timeline, Sam would still break up with Miguel, and Miguel would still be heartbroken. Cobra Kai would continue to expand and grow, and eventually a Cobra Kai flyer would make it to Miguel's house. Miguel would see this, and he would remember that he was once Cobra Kai's #1 student, and without Miyagi-Do around, and the fact that he was mad at Johnny, Miguel would decide to give Cobra Kai another try. So Miguel would show up at the flagship dojo. The Cobra Kai students would be surprised to see him. Miguel would say that he was there to join Cobra Kai. Terry Silver would be happy to hear this, and he would welcome Miguel into Cobra Kai. The students would be divided that Miguel rejoined Cobra Kai. Some of the original Cobras would be happy that Miguel was back, but Kenny, Kyler, and a couple other Cobras would still fear Miguel, and Tori would be mad that Miguel was back. Tori and Miguel would ignore each other in the dojo, so Tori would tell Robbie that Miguel rejoined Cobra Kai, so Robbie would go tell Johnny. Johnny would hear this, and he would feel betrayed and filled with anger, so Johnny would make his way to the flagship dojo to confront Terry Silver. Johnny would confront Terry Silver, and he would want to fight him in front of all his students. He would tell Miguel that he doesn't belong here, but Miguel wouldn't want to listen to Johnny, so Johnny would attack Terry Silver, but Terry Silver would fight back, and the students would watch from afar. This is when Miguel would step in, and he would want to defend Terry Silver. Miguel would tell Johnny that this is something that he has to do, that he has to find his own way. Johnny would be heartbroken seeing this, and he would tell Miguel that he was sorry for failing him, so Johnny would leave the flagship dojo. So in this timeline, Johnny would go to Daniel, and he would ask him for his help. He would tell him everything that happened. Daniel would be surprised to hear this, and he would want to help Johnny get Miguel out of Cobra Kai, so Johnny and Daniel would team up a lot earlier in this timeline. Sam would hear that Miguel was in Cobra Kai, and she would want to go talk to him, but by this point, Miguel would feel betrayed by Sam, and he wouldn't want to talk to her. Hawk would try to tell Miguel the same things he told him, that it wasn't him talking, that it was Silver, but Miguel would say that it was different. Terry Silver would still get Sensei Kim Dayun and her senseis, and those events would stay the same. Miguel would have a hard time relearning the No Mercy philosophy. He would be conflicted, but Terry Silver would teach Miguel how to channel his anger, and he would even teach Miguel the Silver Bullet technique, along with the Quicksilver method, and Miguel would slowly revert back to his Season 1 mentality, but with the added skills and lessons of Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do. Miguel would continue training at Cobra Kai, and he would quickly be Cobra Kai's #1 student again, since Kenny felt betrayed by Robbie by leaving Cobra Kai. Kenny would go to Miguel, and they would start to form a bond. Terry Silver would want to help Miguel's family financially, but Carmen wouldn't want to accept Terry Silver's money. Carmen would tell Miguel that Johnny cares for him, but Miguel would remember Robbie's words that Robbie said to him at prom night, that Johnny doesn't care for him, that he was only trying to make himself feel better for messing up with Robbie. Eventually, Johnny and Danny would find out about the Saikai Taikai, and they would still want to enter Miyagi Fang, so Cobra Kai and Miyagi Fang would still choose a male and female fighter. In this timeline, Cobra Kai would choose Miguel and Tori, and Miyagi Fang would choose Sam and Robbie. Robbie and Miguel would still have their rematch, and they would still have a strong hatred towards each other, and the fight would begin. Miguel and Robbie would both use a combination of offense and defense, but Miguel would show no mercy, and he wouldn't be holding back, and with the referee on Miguel's side, Miguel would easily defeat Robbie. Tori and Sam would have their rematch,
but with the referee on Tori's side, Tori would defeat Sam, so only Cobra Kai would qualify for the Saikai Taikai in this timeline. Tori would still go to the Miyagi Fangs, and she would still want to expose Terry Silver, so Tori would still help the Miyagi Fangs break into the Cobra Kai dojo, but this is when the Cobra Kai students would show up, and they would want to stop the Miyagi Fangs, so the Cobra Kai students would still fight the Miyagi Fangs. Hawk and Robbie would team up against Miguel, but using the silver bullet, Miguel would disable Robbie, and he would defeat Hawk, but in the end, the Miyagi Fang students would still expose Terry Silver, so Cobra Kai would still shut down, but Miguel wouldn't be ready to go back to Miyagi Fang, and that is where I'm gonna end this what if. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Miguel rejoined Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? Let me know in the comments below.
YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.